All right, check, mic check, 1 2 1 2. This is a man, y'all gotta excuse me. I'm having all kinds of technical issues. I'm not at the crib right now, so it's not my usual equipment and stuff I'm used to dealing with, my usual internet and all that. So y'all forgive me for that, man. I definitely apologize. But I'm hoping that the volume is coming through okay. I'm gonna give it a second, man. See if we can let people get in here. I know a lot of the other families live right now. This ain't gonna be nothing too long. Um, but yeah, man, we just had to come back and tap in with the people, talk to y'all real quick. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. It's a lot to talk about. But we're gonna try to get through it quick. Doing a couple of little things different with the channel this time around. Um, we're gonna go with, try to do it on camera now. That's one of the things I wanted to add. I didn't really do that prior to, just because I don't care for being on camera or whatever, but just in light of some recent events that have happened, I think it's, and I'll get into a little more later. In light of some recent events, I think it's important for people to be able to stand on what they say and put a face um, to their principles and the things that they believe and the stances they take publicly. So that's why I started doing camera, because it's like, you know what, like I'm believing what I'm saying, and I'm willing to put my face on it. You know what I mean? I ain't got nothing to hide about. So, because I'm only speaking the truth, we're only gonna talk facts and truth. You know what I mean? And if we throw our opinions in there, then we'll make sure to explain that that's what it is. But yeah, there's no reason to hide from the truth. So let me give it a second. I don't even know if this is working. Like I'm telling y'all, it's been a day trying to deal with these tech issues. Like I said, I'm in a different location than usual. So hopefully this is working. So let me try a couple things. Try to give us a family a couple minutes to get in here. Like I said, it's been a while since I was going live, so, and I know a couple of the family is live. So let me see. Let me try a couple of these videos, and then we just gonna get into it, man. Whoever comes, they come. If not, they can catch the replay. You did. All right, let's see. Let's try this little countdown, though. All right, so that one looked like it worked. Cool. I'm gonna do a little intro video for the logo, and then we'll jump into it. All right, let's try this. Let's see if this works. Okay, that looked like it worked. Okay. I think we might have some action. Hold on. All right, let's see. right, let me see. Hopefully we back. Bro, this is crazy. This is crazy. I might have to I might have to scrap this again. Um, I might have to do some even further tech support on this stuff and try it again. Um, a little bit because it's crazy. This is crazy. Your boy just asked, can I talk somebody? I don't want too much. You feel me? Okay, it looks like we are still live right now. Let's see this. All right, it might be back now. Okay, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go with it, and for as long as it lasts, excuse me, for as long as it lasts, we're gonna rock with it. And if it don't cooperate, then we'll roll with it. We'll scrap it and try again another day. We'll fight another day. But if you saw the thumbnail, yeah, the title of this, our first return live back with the revamped channel, is Reflections, Boxing Reflections. And if you saw my thumbnail, it's starring Devin and Bud. Now, first of all, let me just start off by saying, listen, this is not, if anybody's coming here for a Bud bashing session, that's not what this is. I just want to point out some interesting parallels and similarities, or not so similarities, between the quest for undisputed, so to speak, and we're just gonna just the juxtaposition of Devin's journey and the way the things they spotted with certain roadblocks versus the way Bud handled them. Now, again, I know a lot of my peoples is like straight up die hard Earl Spence fans. They don't mess with Bud at all right now. So I will say this: I disagree with how Bud handled the situation, but I'm not here to just bash him and clown him and get on his head and everything. I'm gonna let a couple of other things develop first before I go too ham on him. But I will say this: I am deeply, deeply, deeply disappointed in Bud, because the one thing that it does sound like that he admitted he had a contract in hand from Spence, a complete and full done contract, and just didn't sign it for whatever reason, and then went with amnesia. So, trust me, there is real disappointment there. Like I'm not letting him off the hook. I'm just not here to just bash on him. That's all. And I just want to kind of just point out some things just that I noticed, and it's very, very, very intriguing. But before we get to that, also other things, just like some recap. You know what I mean? Give me all right. So I did want to talk about. Did y'all see while I'm see at Emiliano Vargas fight Fernando Vargas on the top cards? I didn't see it when it happened. I just happened to catch the replay. I got for most of the day. The very end of some stuff. I caught the very top of the UFC main event. The main event. I started watching that like the Chris Gutierrez and Frankie Edgar fight on through the main event, and the boxing card, Super Bass fight, and I also caught Janabek. We definitely gonna have to talk about Janabek. Alhamdulillah, because man, everybody told me that this was the second coming of whoever. He was the truth. Everybody was terrified of him. Demetrius Andrade was terrified of Janabek. Man, he gonna knock Janabek clean out and blah blah blah. A lot of big talk for Janabek, bro. A lot of big talk. I don't know if y'all fight, man, but I mean, Demetrius Andrade did not duck no Janabek, bro. You can't convince me of that after seeing that performance, bro. Demetrius Andrade would knock Janabek out to another dimension, and I am completely convinced of that now. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Janabek. Dude, Andrade would have, man, he would have, Boo Boo would have did Janabek like David Morrell did Eidos. Respectfully, you know what I'm saying? prayers up for us. Hopefully makes a full recovery, gets back on his feet and all that. So I'm not taking a shot at it. I'm just saying the way David Morrell Jr. and Idos Yerbasinelli, the way that look, that's how Boo Boo Andre and Janabek will look. He'll beat the stuffing out of Janabek. That dude is overrated. He is overrated. And we see that a lot, man, with these top ranked products, with these Eastern European killers. He the new Triple G. He the new age Triple G, bro. Fool's gold. Well, I'll never forget this. The video, that famous interview that Earl did when he was all drunk on the podium, the post fight joint, and he was like, "Smoke and mirrors, Bob Bam." There's a lot of smoke and mirrors. He was talking about Bud. This was a few years ago. If you've been following, you know what I'm talking about. And that phrase always stuck in my head when Earl said that. Smoke and mirrors, man. Bob Bam, nothing but smoke and mirrors. And if you look at a lot of the top ranked stuff, especially a lot of them Eastern European gods that they trying to push on us, Janabek, Loma, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes is smoke and mirrors, bro. Now Loma is talented. He is skilled. So let me not say Loma's. I'm not saying he's trash, but I'm just saying they pump him up to be something that they're not quite that. He told us he was the greatest since Muhammad Ali and all this. Like, bro, that's some smoke. Not Loma's good, but the greatest since Ali, that's some smoke and mirrors. Janabek, Andre scared of him. He running. No, that's some smoke and mirrors. And Triple G, pro. All right, so, come on, don't do this. We still on there? Still alive? I think so. All right, we're gonna keep rocking with it. Right, so let's take a look. Give me a second, y'all. I'm old now, so here we go. I start writing down lists and stuff. I'm getting old. So the brain. Too much. Did not get the chance to be old. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing. All right, so let's do some quick caps and let's get into this Devin Butler. So let's just get this out the way. A lot of y'all know. What's up, buddy? That's my son, my oldest son. He in the chat on his mom account. What's up, bud? I'll holler at you. Hold on. I got you. Hold on. Oh, come on. There you go, man. But nah, he's become, but come on. I'm a Israel Adesanya fan. I did a video on Izzy. Funny enough, speaking of Izzy, I did a video on Izzy that got my channel taken down. If y'all were here before, you remember I did a video called "The Sound of Silence," and on the thumbnail was a picture of Izzy doing like this with his hand in his ear, and I also had a picture of Bud and Tank on there with tape over their mouths. And the theme of the video was "The Sound of Silence," and funny how things come full circle. But yeah, I was talking about Tank and Bud being silent in a moment when we should be hearing them speak, number one. The other thing I was talking about was the silence we have been hearing in response to an interview Izzy did where he was asking about, okay, so they got Ghislaine Maxwell, they got her, taken care of, she's thrown in jail. What about that list of hers that they had? They just gonna let all of them people? I heard no responses to that interview that Izzy did, none whatsoever. And I was like, bro, I can't let this slide because the man is cooking right now. Like he's speaking facts. What about people, all the clients and stuff that her and old boy had? Man, you know they got the list. They got all the data. They got their little black book, all that. So they're just gonna throw her in jail. The dude, what was his name? Epstein. He just, he gets killed in jail. She get thrown in jail, and then that's it. And everybody else just go off scot-free. Like, nah, bro. No, because we know all them people, what they was doing while they was on that list. They need to be brought to justice as well. Now, funny enough, after I did that video, all of a sudden, YouTube came down on my channel so hard, gave me 3 strikes out of nowhere day, and it took me down. No, trying to defend myself, to communicate and try to get some understanding, make some adjustment, nothing. Boom, boom, 3 random strikes for some BS, some reasons that didn't even make sense. Got me out of there as soon as I dropped that video. So make it at what you will, but you know what I'm saying? We right back at it like crack addicts. We ain't gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? They take me down for that. We gotta come back 10 years hard. So I said, okay, that's how y'all feel. Well, I'm bringing the channel back, and I'm gonna be on camera now. What's up? So, all right. So yeah, let's get this out the way real quick. Izzy and Alex Pajeda. Man, that fight really kind of made me mad. I'm not even gonna front with y'all, man. Not even gonna front. Kind of eerily similar to Usman and Leon Edwards. Actually, the champ was winning the fight comfortably. It kind of got to the point where he was kind of dominating, and he was literally, now Izzy's wasn't as late, but he was literally a couple of minutes away from defending his title, defeating the ghost from his past. That specter in the past who had the last man, the only one to knock him out and all that. And yeah, gets caught with a good shot. Gets caught up against the fence. I know that he mentioned something about injuring his leg, that he couldn't, Pajeda kicked his leg and killed his nerve or whatever. His leg went dead, which is why he fell the way he did, and which is why he couldn't get away from the flurry at the end. He had no mobility. So I understand that. Injured. It really thought he would. And so I think there was a missed opportunity there. I do like the addition of adding some different dimensions to his game. We've seen Izzy grappling a little bit. He was wrestling and stuff. He had a grounded pound round. But he might have done just a little bit too much of the grappling and actually tired himself out as well. So just a couple of my reporter picks. But the third thing, and this is really the most frustrating one for me watching as a supporter, as a student of the game, is it was making me so mad that the man kept putting himself on the cage. It's crazy that we're talking elite world level fighters, and pick a combat sport. You got MMA, you got boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Taekwondo, and I'm mostly talking about striking right now. It is amazing to me how many of the elite world-class fighters how many of them have the same weakness, the same Achilles heel, and that is fighting going backwards. It's so many great fighters that just can't fight going backwards. They can do pretty much everything in the game, which is often when you think about the goods, the greats, and the all-time greats, the elite fighters, a lot of them, that's what separates them from their generation, is they're one of the people that can fight going backwards. And that's really what separates you. One thing I noticed is that Pajeda cannot fight going backwards, bro. And he can't fight going backwards. Whenever Izzy would press the action on him and send him back, his output would almost just stop. It was the same dynamic when and it was just as frustrating this time too. The same dynamic when Charlo fought Castano in the first fight. I noticed that right off the bat. Whenever Charlo would push forward, Castano's output would completely just cease. He had no offense whatsoever. He was just completely shelled up. and just on his bike trying to get away from danger. I was literally screaming at the TV, like, and Charlo was doing the same thing. He was backing up, putting himself on the ropes, and Castano would come in and have success. I was screaming at the TV then, just like I was screaming at the TV versus with the Izzy fight. Like, stop backing up to the ropes, bro. Stop putting your back on the cage. Don't go backwards. Go forward, because you are dominating the fight easily when you press forward, because they can't fight going backwards. As he kept backing up, and putting him back up, get his back on the cage. Like, whenever you do that, like, Pereira is a front moving forward monster. And whenever Izzy puts his back on the cage, he corrals himself. Now he has nowhere to go to evade the strikes. He's corralled himself for Pereira. Pereira's too big for that, for you to be putting yourself in a box right in front of him. He can just, that dude walk around at 230 plus pounds. He fights at 185. He is literally a heavyweight fighting at middleweight. He cutting a crazy amount of weight, which is why when he hits people in all his middleweight fights, they look, he just gave up the ghost. He got that death touch kind of look on top of what I believe to be very obvious signs of, you know what I'm saying, a little sippy, some little juicy juice. Go back and look at Pereira's older fights. And he used to lose. He has a few losses. And then after, it might have been the first fight with Izzy, but it was somewhere around that time when his first he was built different, his body looked different, and his power was very different. He wasn't one touch killing people the way he is now. And that first fight with Izzy was a robbery, by the way. Izzy actually beat him. They should be 1-1. Izzy actually beat him and went to decision, but it was a big fight. It was a big coming out kind of party fight for Pereira. They were in Brazil. Izzy didn't stop him, so you know how that goes. So they gave Pereira the fight on the cards. And then in the second fight, he was able to knock him out. He developed that death touch after that first Izzy fight, you know, right around that time. And if you look at his physiological changes from then to now, and I'm not talking about getting in better shape, breaking up. You know, people can lift weights, they can bulk, they can add, you know, muscle mass, they can get more cut, stuff like that. What I always look out for, what's a red flag to me, is when people's bones change, when their actual skeleton, you can tell their skeleton is growing. The man's head is so much, his hands are bigger, his shoulders, his collarbone, like his skeleton grew. As a grown man, way past puberty, when that starts happening, you know, if they don't get busted, we don't have no proof, but we know what it is. And then the death touch started. He just started, you know, swinging and missing and knocking people out. So we know what it is. But again, he's never popped dirty to my knowledge. So, you know, I'm not putting it on officially, but, you know, if you're a long-time fan, you know what you're looking at. So all those things combined, you got a dude that's really a heavyweight, souped up to the gills, and you're gonna corral yourself up against the unholy hell on your skull. Like, no, that's not the move. And he paid for it. You know. So, congrats to Alex. He still has an incredible story as far as how he got here, his meteoric rise to the UFC. Clearly, he was pushed very, very fast to get to Izzy, and, you know, for that storyline. But he still did what he had to do. You know, he fought through some adversity. Like I said, I know his leg was injured early in the fight. Izzy kind of let him escape. But yeah, man. You know, so congrats on winning the fight and all that. But, and it's not just because I rock with Izzy, but like I said, knowing what I'm looking at with him, I can only congratulate him so much. So, we got more. Yeah, it made me sad too. Okay, done switch now. Okay, hey baby. I appreciate y'all supporting. Okay, so that's real quick. What's what I want to see next? For Izzy, immediate rematch. They was, you know, he was starting to get into that legend status, and with his middleweight run, like greatest middleweight champion ever. He started that. Hopefully they do that. He can beat Alex. It's just a matter of following the correct game plan. You know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, he does get that. I wouldn't mind seeing it. And I know they both gonna need to heal up because they both have some injuries. Izzy didn't actually get knocked out, so that's good. He might, he should same kind of mandatory medical suspension, from a stoppage. So, but we'll see. He does have to heal his leg and all that good stuff. So, so what's next? I want him to see to get an immediate rematch. If that doesn't happen, I don't know who Pereira would fight. I guess he would fight Rob. But you see how much bigger he was than Izzy? Like if Rob beats Costa, then I guess Rob will get another shot. I don't know. But you see how much bigger Alex was than Izzy. Can you imagine how much bigger he's going to be than Rob? Bruh. Izzy look like his little brother in there. Rob's going to literally look like his child. He's going to look like his son. So, I mean, let's see it. But whew, that's a tough fight for Rob because Alex is just so huge. But let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see. Let's get to the next one. I'm trying to get through this. I don't want to be live too long. Especially with the technical issues and all that, just trying to get back in the swing of things and touch base with y'all. I'm missing these. We need an immediate rematch. Yeah, I agree. He was up 3-1 on all the judges' cards at the time of the stoppage. So, and he was winning that round. So, or even if he didn't win, let's say worst case scenario, let's say he didn't win that round, he still would have won 3-2 unanimous. So he definitely, like I said, flirting with the greatest middleweight champion ever status. Looking at Anderson's kind of legacy, and so since he was at that level, he definitely deserves an immediate rematch, I think, and especially considering the way that it happened. I mean, look at Usman. They're doing the immediate rematch in the UK. So even if you want to do it in Brazil, so be it. Immediate rematch for Pereira and Izzy. Now, speaking of Morrell Jr. and Idos Urbacinelli, man, definitely prayers up for Idos, for him and his family, man. That was sad. And the reason why it was so sad is because it was so unnecessary. Like, they just could have stopped the fight. Did anyone man, Idos is just one punch away. He just one punch away from changing his fight. No, man. That was an execution. He was just in there getting beat on. 12 rounds? 12 rounds. It was a championship fight. Bro. And then he gets stopped in the last round after taking a hellacious beatdown. That knockout shot, that what was it, the uppercut? Like, man, that was rough. And that scene, that shot of seeing Morrell Jr. help him back to his corner, he had Idos, he was up under his arm and stuff. That's just like, bro, heart-wrenching. They had to put this man in a medically induced coma, brain surgery. Sad, bro. I don't know what his current condition is. If anybody knows, y'all can throw it in the post it in the comments. But like I said, sending prayers and positivity to that man. Hopefully he makes a recovery because, if you die, everyone knows, all the fighters know for die boxing from something like that, from just, you know what I mean? You want to die because, you went out on your shield like a warrior. It was a great fight. You don't want to die in there just because your corner and the ref didn't do their job. If y'all watched that fight, what was so crazy to me, it was like, bro, this is setup. Idos' corner, round after round after round, they just kept telling him, yeah, you got this. You're doing great, baby. Yeah, championship time, baby. Yeah, you about to be a champ. Yeah, keep working. Keep boxing. Yeah, you got this. You're doing great. I'm sitting there like, bro, am I tripping? Are they telling this man he's doing great while he's getting beat to a pulp? And the next round come, saying it again. And I was like, man, it can't just be the language barrier. You know what I mean? Because I know they had a translator and they figured out a way to do it through training camp. So that was very, very bizarre to me. The way that they were literally just completely ignoring how the fight was actually transpiring and playing out. That was weird. Unless they had some sort of agreement beforehand where Idos was like, look, just give me positive reinforcement the whole time, even if I'm getting whooped, and don't stop it. Let me stay in there and do everything that I need to do. Now, unless they had some kind of arrangement like that, then, hey, that's what he wanted. He got his wishes fulfilled. So, if that's the case, then respect. But if not, if they didn't have that kind of agreement, then, bro, his corner and the ref, they need to be investigated, man. They went out there and, man, that was a hit. That was a pay hit. They paid them to, like, man, I don't care how bad it get. You leave him in there. You let Morrell keep on punching on him. Man, that was bad. That was bad. It didn't have to be. That ain't have to be. But anyway, hope he makes a full recovery. Morrell Jr., he need the winner of Plant Benavidez. I don't care. Yep, I'm saying it. Do it. Why not? Give him the winner of Plant Benavidez. He said he wanted. He clearly is far too good for the type of level fighters that he's fighting. He needs give him the test. You can't keep saying, "Oh, we're just gonna give him step up fights," and so he can be tested and built. Bruh, he gonna be killing folks. Clearly, if you give him those kind of fights. So forget all that. No more idoses. He get the winner of Plant Benavidez. I am there for it. I am there for it. And let me tell you right now, with the attributes that Morrell Jr. has, he can beat either one of them. Now, whether he will or not is a different story. I don't know. But he definitely can. He has the attributes, the physicality, the power, the skill, the quickness. Bruh, him and Benavidez would be crazy. That'd be crazy. Him and Plant would be dope, too. That would be dope. A great boxing match, you know what I'm saying? Plant showing some new wrinkles, sitting on he done put, showing some power and all that. So let's see it. Speaking of Plant, like I said, I didn't see this fight live, but did y'all happen to catch that fight or the highlights of Fernando Vargas' son? I think they call him El General. I think it's kind of crazy. Speaking of Plant, Emiliano Vargas had a knockout that was almost exactly the same as Plant's knockout of Anthony Dirrell. So my question is, who did it better? Which one y'all like better? The Caleb Plant knockout over the dog, or Emiliano Vargas' knockout of his opponent? And I'm sorry, no disrespect to his opponent. I do not remember his name. But he did him something dirty. He same thing. He went down to the body with the left, boom, caught him to the body. It gave just like a little bit of a pause, maybe not quite as a dramatic of a pause as Caleb Plant's. Like went down, stuck him to the body, paused a little bit, and then he came up. And where with Caleb Plant, he hit him with a left hook. With Emiliano Vargas, it was kind of a modified hook straight, because when he came up, instead of just looping around and catching him, he turned it over and went straight across like that. And when he turned his hand over and kind of turns it into like a hybrid hook straight and went across that chin, he bowed his head, closed his eyes like he was saying prayer. He did one of them, and then just fall back. He was done. It was beautiful. Both of them, when they hit him, their opponent just fell out. So who did it better, Emiliano Vargas or Caleb Plant? Who has the better two-hand touch knockout with the left? Because they were very, very similar, and both their opponents just fell out. Fight was over. Now, as far as the celebration, we all know we got to give Caleb that. That shovel thing was hilarious, But yeah, I'm curious what y'all think. If y'all even seen that, who y'all think got that? Okay, real quick, I want to touch on the WBC mandates. They mandated a lot of fights. I like that. Trying to get people to fight each other. I wish more of the sanctioned bodies would be on that type of time. But the thing I really want to talk about the most is because this was shocking and disappointing to me. The thing that I really want to talk about is Pitbull, Cruz, and Shakur. Well. So I think I was most hoping would actually go through. I knew it was probably the hardest one to make, but I was hoping, man, if they can make this happen, the winner will be a mandatory for Dev's WBC belt. Then the news starts. Hey, your man Pitbull is already planning on ducking Shakur. And I'm like, man, say it ain't so. Not Pitbull. Nobody He's against him. That's what y'all told us. Then the official statement gets released from his trainer and father, uh, Isaac Cruz Sr. Bruh. They talking all kinds of foolishness. Talking about, oh, we wouldn't take that fight. We would rather fight. This man actually said we would rather fight Lomachenko because that is an easier fight for us. He said this. Then he tried to clean it up by saying, wait, he said that is an easier fight for us. We would stop Loma. That's an easier fight for us. We would stop him. If we tried to fight Shakur, he'd just be running around the ring the whole time. It'd be like a dog chasing a cat. That's what they said. So you're admitting then that Shakur's defensive skills scare you. They're too much for you. Loma's a much easier fight for you because you realize you can walk him down and knock him out. But when you look at Shakur, a little too much footwork. Y'all don't really like that. Y'all saying, talking about, oh, and now they went backwards and talking about, oh, Shakur's a runner. When we already know that narrative has been done away with. Shakur ain't ran from his last 2-3, like, what? Did they watch Jamel Herring? Did they watch Oscar Valdez? Did they watch Robeson Conceição? Something tells me maybe they did. That's why they don't want that fight. You watch those fights, Shakur was literally stepping to and walking all of them down, letting his hands go and touching them. And he was getting touched back versus Conceição. Low key versus Valdez too. He could have straight right. And Valdez, you know, he's another. But he and Pitbull have a similar stature and style. Valdez is a lot more sophisticated of a boxer, in my opinion. You know, that Olympic pedigree, whereas Pitbull is more of a move forward wrecking ball. You know, Mexican Mike Tyson, but similar, little short dudes. You know, stocky, seen as powerful punchers. Now Pitbull is clearly a way more powerful puncher than Valdez, but still. You know, Valdez was able to touch him with his dimensions, his height, and his reach. That should have gave Pitbull some faith, some hope. Like, oh, maybe we can reach out and touch this man. Nah. And then he ended it with, we would probably make way more money fighting other fights. So you done gave 3 different excuses in one press release as far as why you won't fight somebody you were mandated to fight that would make you like it would be like a title eliminator. 3 different excuses. Oh, Loma's easier, so Shakur's too hard. We could probably stop Loma, which means you don't think you could probably stop Shakur. He would be running around the ring too much, meaning his defense and footwork is too good for you. You wouldn't be able to just walk him down and knock him out. Oh, and then it's the money. Oh, we would also make more money. Like, bro, what are you doing? 5, like, come on, bro. What you doing? What are you doing? I don't care what y'all say. That's a duck. This man is openly ducking. And he had the balls to say we are ducking because that fight is too hard. What? You can't be Pitbull Cruz no more. You got to change your name. His name is House Cat. From now on, call Pitbull no more, bro. You got to fight Shakur to get your name back. You got to fight Shakur for the rights to your nickname. You're not Pitbull Cruz. You're now House Cat Cruz from now on UNCOMMENTARY. So when y'all watch this video back, when y'all hop on and start rocking with your boy on the lives and all that on my pre-recorded videos, we talk about Cruz. I needed to say House Cat Cruz in the comments. Y'all with me? We're gonna do this as a family. Watch, we're gonna change the internet. We're gonna change the internet. Hashtag Cat Cruz until you fight Shakur. That's what it is. That's a long hashtag. But that's what it is, man. Disappointing, bro. You know what I'm saying? All that talk is anyway. All right, hold on 1 second, y'all. One quick second. All right. 1 quick second. I will be right back. Okay, my bad. We back. All right, hold on, I'm about to send wifey a text real quick. I know she in the chat, but y'all don't need to worry about what I'm telling her. All right. Hello, y'all. I'm asking something. All right. Ooh, I'm going over. There we go. All right. Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, that's his new name. House Cat Cruz. No more Pitbull. Like you got to fight Shakur. Shakur now has the rights to Isak Cruz's previous nickname. He is the boxer formerly known as. We're about to turn him into a symbol, just a little kitty face emoji. That's who he is now. The boxer formerly known as Pitbull, now known as House Cat Cruz. And once you beat Shakur, once you not beat, but once you fight Shakur, because I think he's going to beat him. I hear a lot of people that feel like that's a great fight and it's super. It's a great fight for them, but like they feel like it'll be a great fight, a great back and forth type of thing. I do not feel that way. All right, I don't feel that way. I think Shakur is going to style on him. I said that when the fight was first announced, before any news came out from the Cruz camp, I was like, "Ooh, that's a great fight as far as for the fans, for legacy and stuff like that." But as far as how it's actually going to play out in the ring, it's not as great as people think. And I was saying, I think Shakur is going to wash him bad, easy, skunk 12-0. He's going to dance on him. But that was just my personal opinion. And then his daddy came out and confirmed what I was thinking because he clearly terrified. They clearly think that's what's going to happen too. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, they would have jumped on the fight. But he was like, "Oh no, we got 60 million one reasons why." You know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't know, man. Get out of here. House Cat Cruz. That's who you are. Oh, hold up. I gotta get this to the wife. All right. So I think that's about everything. I'm just checking my list real quick. Izzy, Morel, WBC, Plant, Vargas, son. Yep. All right. So here we go. The moment, the moment we've all been waiting for. Drum roll, please. Oh, you know what? I'm wilding. I didn't start my jams. You know what I'm saying? I went through all this trouble adding my joint. This on my brother. You know, brother, that like. He's actually like a double or one band. Yeah. There we go. All right, some music background. Hopefully that's loud. Hey, babe, let me know if you can hear that background music when you get a second, and if it's like too loud, too low. All right, so we gonna fingers crossed, y'all. I'm gonna try to do this. Like I've been having some crazy technical issues, so hopefully this thing cooperate. So I'm gonna try to put a couple of things on the screen, and hopefully technology cooperates with us. And if not, so be it. We'll make it do what it do. Either way. Oh, you know what? Yeah. All right. Don't start. I think we. All right. Hopefully, this thing cooperate. Y'all keep your fingers crossed with the boy. All right, share screen. I'm gonna just real quick. It's just a couple of excerpts from some articles that was written during the time that and Kambosos were in negotiations for the first fight. This was like just made, and y'all, man, some of y'all, if y'all remember what was going on, nanny dog. I was low key, but you know, kind of after would be, but as y'all know, you seen war happen, and Loma went fight for his country. For his country. The last I heard, and Loma to fight that, or he over here. What's up with defending his country? What about him? But the way I was raised, if somebody's attacking home, like I'm not going to fight someone who's not even a real enemy for sport, or like a real war going on at the crib. These people are trying to bomb you at home, where your peoples live, your family. You know what I'm saying? And that man left for a boxing match. Okay. All right. And then when he left, he didn't even leave for the biggest fight to become undisputed. He left and fought a tune-up and almost lost that. He was a fourth of a gas tank away on Ortiz's part from losing that fight. If Ortiz had a fourth of a tank of gas more, Loma would have lost that fight. Clearly. Because that, man, and I was saying that before the fight. I seen Ortiz fight, and I was like, everybody was like, man, Loma's going to watch this dude Ortiz. He's going to walk right through him. This is a setup. And I was like, y'all must not have seen Jermaine Ortiz fight. This is not a good matchup for him. This is a tough matchup. This is like the Teal fight, but with much more aggression. Yeah, and Ortiz had footwork and stuff. You saw it, man. You saw he kept that matrix stuff. That code has been broken. We see what to do. We saw what it was, how Loma was getting people. The little move where he would dip off to his right to create that angle for his man. And it's been shown. T.O. showed one way, just step to the right. Jermaine Ortiz showed another version. You just turn with him. And there's nothing he moved, hit him, and Loma wouldn't know what to do. Because the angle wasn't there. He would just freeze and get hit. And Ortiz hurt him to the body a couple times. Like, man. So, like, this what you left the war for? You abandoned your country for this, to lose to Jermaine Ortiz? You have got me saying that. You left your country and your people at home fighting the Russians to almost lose a tune-up fight. Come on, bro. Come on. What you doing? But anyway. So, all right, let's talk about this real quick. All right, so I think y'all can see that. Let me know if you can. Wait, let me go back to these in case somebody comment. Okay, cool. So this is actually an ESPN article about the first Haney and Kambosos fight. All right, so you look up here. It says Haney, a 23-year-old rising star from Las Vegas, has competed for Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing during his past 6 fights, but his deal expired. Haney signed a multi-fight co-promotional deal with Top Rank and Lou DiBella. I hate the way Kambosos says his name. Lou DiBella. Man, I just want to punch him in the throat every time I say that. Lou DiBella. Top Rank, but every time I see his name, I hear it like that. Damn. So with Top Rank and Lou DiBella to fight exclusively on ESPN platform, Social Soul ESPN. Now the reason why did I read that part? Like I said, this is the theme of this is reflections, reflection of Bud and Devin in the undisputed mirror. Now, to be fair, Bud has already accomplished that. He did it at 140. But clearly, what that's showing is Devin's undisputed kind of holds a little more weight. Because now that the Earl fight is there, it's like only Justice League members, but honestly, not even them. You notice how people don't even bring up the big thing in the Earl and Bud fight. No one really was harping on the fact that Bud could become 2-time undisputed. Like Bud and his people should be super pushing for this fight to set unprecedented history in men's boxing. He would join the GOAT as the only boxers to be 2-time undisputed simultaneously. Well, not simultaneously, but 2-time undisputed in 2 different weight classes. So, but that really didn't come up like that. It was like, and then when you hear people talk about Bud's his past career and accolades, what you realize is, honestly, in people's minds, in the world, in the mind of boxing proper, the 140 undisputed just really doesn't seem to hold a lot of weight, and it's because it was seems like a really weak division, and Bud didn't fight any of the best guys or any of those guys, the ones they really wanted to see. He didn't really fight any of those fights to get any of those belts. So, don't hold no weight. Now, 135 being a month division, of course, Devin hasn't gotten to fight any of the Kings yet. Looks like he's going to get his hands on Loma, which would be huge because he's seen as kind of the guy lightweight for so long. But he did get to, in a way, he rubbed shoulders with that 4 Kings kind of pool because Kambosos beat one of them. Like, if it wasn't for Kambosos upsetting the party, then there would have been a chance for Devin to fight Tio, which now we know would not have happened. Tio already told us he was going to duck Devin if he won. But still, the opportunity, but since Kambosos beat Tio, he takes that power. So Devin beating Kambosos is beating the man who beat the man. So, you know what I mean? There's a little more clout there, if that makes sense. Anyway, so let's talk about reflections. I read that first paragraph because there is a reflection there with Bud and the current situation with Undisputed with Earl. Bud is also fresh out of working with a previous company where his deal expired. He didn't re-sign. And he is at a junction, a crossroads where he is at the place where Dev signed the multi-fight deal with Top Rank to get the undisputed fight. Now, again, I'm not here to just start bashing on Bud. That kind of stuff. My question is, and this is something that was asked when the fight first presented itself, Bud and Earl. I was thinking, along with a lot of other people, maybe even assuming that, okay, Bud is going to have to sign with the PBC to get this fight. If not for a multi-fight deal, at least on maybe like a 2, not for like a 3-fight deal, maybe a 1 and a possible, maybe a 2-fight deal, or even a fight-by-fight basis. But there will have to be some sort of commitment on Bud's part with the PBC to get the fight. I was just kind of thinking that even if he signs, like I said, a fight-by-fight basis, and in my mind, because of what's at stake and because of who Bud says he is and all his fans and what he says he's going to do to Earl, I was thinking that was not going to be a problem. Like, at stretch about history, legacy, the Earl fight is the fight for Bud's career. And right now, vice versa for Earl, the Bud fight is the fight. Like, this is that legacy fight that they, this is the one that has to happen. With the importance of this fight, this being the opponent, the legacy-defining opponent for Bud, on top of him setting an unprecedented standard in men's boxing history by becoming 2-time undisputed, and the opponent he would beat to do it. Oh man, sign would be at his words. At least to his words, especially with him coming fresh out the Top Rank debacle, the things that he's learned, the lessons he's learned, the things he knows, what to do, what not to do moving forward. As far as working with a promoter like Top Rank, well, Al Heyman's an advisor. Thankfully, he works for you rather than Master Bob, being an overseer and dog walking you in public when he's supposed to be promoting you, and he's literally doing the opposite. Whereas Al Heyman, it seemed believe so. But his fighters over, the ones who are acting right, do seem to be to everybody at 135 because of that back end break. So they have over at T. That's where you make money, not with guarantees. So that all those things considered was Bud learning, the experience he had learning from with Top Rank, it would make easier to sign with the PBC, and he'd be able to lay out what he wants pretty clear. It would seem to be in line with kind of how PBC does business anyway with his fighters, giving them a lot of control, say so over their career, backing bread, all that. And like I said, even for fights, what's here? Especially the addicts fight. So, reflection with that. Dev was fresh out the DAZN deal, signed Top Rank to get the legacy. Bud was Top Rank, signed with the legacy. Let's go to the next part. The deal includes a rematch clause if Haney, 27-0, 15 KOs, wins, sources said. In the event Kambosos, 20-0, 10 KOs, loses and exercises his right to a return bout, that fight also would take place in his native Australia. Even if Haney loses, his next bout afterward would be co-promoted by Top Rank and developed. So why did I read that? Because as we all know, Haney took a bad deal. We all know that Top Rank was trying to screw him. If he put forth a contract, they were trying to creatively duck because clearly they ducked already. They signed to fight Loma instead of Dev for undisputed. They were clearly trying to duck. Loma has to go to the war, so now he's fighting Dev. Well, I need another way to try to get out the fight while making it look like I'm not scared. So they present a contract that they don't think he's going to take. So they're trying to play the man, right? They're trying to play the man. He calls their bluff. Devin calls their bluff and was like, okay, cool. Signs it anyway. Uh-oh. Now we got problems. You know what I mean? So they gave him a bet. They made Dev give up the A side, even though he was clearly the A side. There was a one-way rematch clause, even if Dev won, and it would have to be in Australia again. Unheard of. No. If you win, if you become you can have the rematch if we have to fight you again, but now I get to pick the location because I'm undisputed. Nah, they ain't even give him that respect. Even if you lose, Devin, we lose, Devin, you got to come back to Australia and try to beat the system again. A terrible, terrible deal. Devin wasn't getting what he was asking for. He had to concede to whatever Kambosos was asking for, right? Keep that in your mind. Keep that in your mind. Now, let's go. All right, let's remove that one. Let's go to another one. All right, come on, pull on up. All right, here we go. All right, now, how many of y'all remember this? Bro, I'm telling you, this made me so mad. Made me sewage, sneaky back and racism that was just laced all through those back and forth, those communications. Not just coming from Cambosis and his camp, from the fans, from the media. I didn't even. There was a tweet that was by, who was it? Was it Dan Raphael, or was it the other dude? I think it was the dude, Drew Titan. Shout out to Drew Titan, man. I think Rick Glasser, the Crypt Keeper. It might have been Rick Glasser. He put. I didn't even talk because it made me too mad. He put up one that was like, basically, because he had said like not too long before that, like Haney and his camp are definitely not getting the fight, but they're the only ones who don't seem to know it. He come at the fighter sign, and Devin and Cambosa was fighting, and instead of coming out and being like, "My bad, I was wrong," I made a mistake. Like, yes, you better be glad and thankful for born identity. Yippee-ki-yay, lethal weapon type of guy. If he wasn't, the transporter in real life, going home and defending his country, then Dev wouldn't be sniffing this fight. And that's what he said in the tweet. Bro, what is wrong with this man? Like, what personal stake do you have in this? Why is it so important for y'all to ensure that Dev understands he's on like some sort of lower or beneath level, and that he needs to grovel and understand that he got this position? He needs to grovel and show gratitude for, like, bro, get on with that. But see, let me stop because it gave me too worked up. That's why I ain't put it on there. But let's talk about this one. So good old Georgie Porgy. You don't have to go to Jupiter, brother. Just 8,000 plus miles across the Pacific, down under. Yeah. So here's what Devin said. I'm sorry. Devin says it, my bad. Yeah. We all know you want a bidding war, but you know who's really putting up the money. You said I would be next, so keep that same energy. You and your team know exactly how to make it happen. Maybe sell some of your jewelry, blah, 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 blah. Another reflection here, okay? Devin Haney says, yeah. We all know you want a bidding war. Now, if anybody is familiar with Bud negotiations, one thing that was revealed that we found is, surprise, this whole time, good old Buddy Crawford was double dealing and keeping secrets. So while he was supposed to be negotiating in good faith with the PBC, it appears to be that he was also secretly negotiating with BLK Prime behind their back and telling them everything that was happening on the PBC side, but not vice versa. He wasn't telling PBC, or maybe he did. Maybe he told them a little later, but initially he wasn't telling PBC anything. So it was seeming like Bud was trying to start some sort of bidding war in the sense that he would get BLK Prime he was letting them know everything that was going on with PBC, what he was being offered, so that BLK Prime would always know what the line was and what they had to exceed to get it. Does that make sense? And so in that way, we all know you want a bidding war. Another reflection, because clearly Bud was trying to set up a bidding war so that BLK Prime would give him more money to fight a lesser opponent. No, who's really putting up the money? Another big reflection. On multiple levels with this one. So, as we all know, Earl was the A side. PBC was providing everything. Bud was just coming to the table. All he had to do was accept what he was offered. And, who was really putting up the money was the PBC. With this putting up the money know what was going on. The Australian putting up the money, but again, they backed Camboza into a corner and told him, "Look, we're not giving you no money unless you fight Devin Haney." The Loma fight fell through, fine, because they were going to fund that one. But Loma went to war, and they're like, "We're not putting up the money for nothing unless you're fighting Devin Haney. Otherwise, we're not doing it." So the Australian government was putting up a lot of money, and they had to, and ESPN obviously moved in, and they were involved with putting up some of the money as the network. And he's like, "Yeah, well, you know who's really putting up the money." Another PBC was really putting up the money, but more importantly, there was this very, very, very hotly debated, mysterious $25 million guarantee from a unnamed head. The thing with that is, that sounds great, $25 million guaranteed, but there was evidently no talk of the back end, obviously, because if you're paying that much up front, if you're guaranteeing that, EJ, who's used to getting paid on the back end, was thinking, yo, this back end about to be crazy then. If they paying us $25 million up front, this back end must be crazy. Or he was thinking, if they paying us this much up front, then they probably are not trying to give us a back end. So that's what he asked about, because he knows how that works. Right? But the funny thing, the hedge fund, that mysterious $25 million, evidently when Earl asked him, "Oh, word, people, cool. Oh, who's putting up? Who's the hedge fund? Who's putting up the money?" Evidently, Bud couldn't tell him. So we have a reflection here where in the Devin Haney fight, all parties involved know who was really putting up the money. When we get to the other side of the reflection with Bud and Earl, there was supposed to be some big money floating around, but nobody knew who was really putting up the money except for Bud, evidently, and possibly not even him, because he couldn't tell him, or he just wouldn't. Again, I'm not here to bash him. I'm just saying what was presented. So the reflection with Devin, they know who's putting up the money. We got this hedge fund reflection on Bud's side. They don't know who's putting up the money, and it didn't happen, right? So reflections are the inverse of each other. So here's yet another parallel. They'll say, "You said I would be next, so keep that same energy." With the reflection of Bud for this undisputed fight, Earl always said that Bud would be next after this. And he always, when I get this third belt, you'll see who's really holding up the fight. And as soon as he beat Ugas, he was like, he called him. It was a point, which is what happened with Bud. I'm doing some linguistic contract. Next. All right, cool. All right, I think we're good. Let's go to the next one. This illustrate. All right, here we go. Now let's share it out. go. Devin Joe Trashua be like earlier this year, to the 30 4 in Stevenson or 23, or equally high profile fights at 140 pounds. Have been active, cashing 7-figure checks and collecting hardware. If more fighters operated like Haney, boxing would be in a much better place. We're gonna come back to this too. This last part. More fighters operated like Haney, boxing would be in a much better place. When this contract was signed, and if y'all remember, when Haney first signed, first top rank, was like, yo, we know this is a bad deal, this is a terrible deal, we wouldn't advise you take this. Mike Bolton, the intentional aspect of the moves, we like boxing. Haney has set a new standard. Things are going to be different now. They have the opportunity to make them. This joint is wilding tonight. It is wilding. Okay, so let me try to get through this, because this keep messing up, and we need excellence. We need a certain quality, and it's not quite going the way I usually like to do business. So let me try to get through this quick, and before it crashes again. So just think about that. If more fighters operated like Haney, boxing would be in a much better place. Think about everything we were talking about as far as what he did. He called. Let me go back to that real quick. Remember when Dev signed the contract, everybody was saying the same thing. Dev set a new precedent. He's changed the standard. He's put a microscope on everybody, all your favorite fighters. It's a new standard now. Guys are going to have to step up when there's really big fights on the table, legacy fights on the table, and they say they want them. They're going to have to start making some grown man moves. They want what they say they want. Facts, man. YouTube hating like a mug, bro. Hating. That's all right though. We're gonna get through it. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. We'll do it. I'll try it again after we finish our little vacay. I'm not gonna stop. Can't put me in a box. It's impossible. So we were all saying the same thing. He set a new precedent. He set a new standard, right? Well, fast forward to now. See where we're going. Don't forget that last piece. Don't forget. All right. So let's stop sharing this one. Got it. It wasn't even, bro. I'm wild. Hold up. Yo, this thing is tripping. It's not even sharing. Hold up, y'all. kill her. All right, there we go. But yeah, remember this last part right here. This part. If more fighters operated like Haney, boxing would be in a much better place. Boxing would be in a much better place. Remember that, remember that, remember that. All right. Now, let's look at a couple of aspects of the Bud and Errol negotiations, the communications they had on Twitter just the other day, which were extremely revelatory. Now, let's see. I'm trying to remember. What these came in, but it's all right. Still jiggling. Okay, here we go. Here we go. You gonna remember this. Peep this. He asked for approval over expenses before they are executed. Said yes next tweet. All right. Remember that. So remember all the asking for all these little and then this joint is tripping. Okay, so we did repeat this. All right. Here's another one. All right. Here we go. Bro, this is stressing me out. No. That's not irritating. I was excited for this live, but transparency. Expenses for the fight was the big issue that killed the negotiation. Cap. My side agreed to show him everything. Who remembers? But I certainly do. I remember that when that news came out about the transparency, and internet went crazy. But don't have a right to ask about this stuff. They don't have a right to ask for nothing and approve nothing and blah blah blah. But whether he has the right or not, that's what he asked for. Okay. And Earl is here confirming that he asked that. Well, let's see what the response was. Again, remember, this is a reflection. Let's see what the response was. For provisions, yeah. Now remember, in the oh man, this is violent today. This is crazy. Okay, here we go. The draft included specific provisions that required that both of us would receive a complete and full written detailed accounting showing all pay-per-view sales of the event and the then status of all net revenues received and all event expenses incurred and paid. Now, I don't know about you, but that that sounds like full transparency and the ability to approve expenses. Complete and full written of all received and all, all event expenses incurred. And to me, that sounds like pay-per-views, the door, cassette, and it would be a complete written on the list. Sounds like I'm just I'm just putting that out there. Now remember, he says that before that he said that Bud claimed that this was the issue that killed the negotiations. Well, now here we have someone yet again calling a bluff, right? Now look at this. All right. This is right. Me hit hard, and I was waiting for Bud to respond to this specific, but he didn't, and he said something. Strata broke the camel's back. All that, whatever phrase you think of. If I'm not telling the truth, tell him post the draft. Remember, we're talking about reflections and calling a bluff, right? Devin called a bluff by signing the contract. Errol Spence is being accused of doing things to hold up the negotiations. He is contending, no, we gave you everything we asked for. And he's calling the bluff by saying, if I'm lying, he ain't the truth. Why is his name the truth? He a liar. If I'm not telling the truth, tell him post the draft, right? I'm going. All right. Post the draft. Post the draft. All right, let's check out this next little piece. Please. Draft. And in the one scene, on this side, and when we post to fight city, announce this fight if the date is going to be date. It's a huge fight. They need same thing. Now, if you notice, Bud didn't not say, okay, yeah, y'all did agree, but maybe now there's the time y'all agreed to it in was too late. That's what this response says to me. How long you are a liar, here's the draft. Now he changes his tune. Why did you off with that? Why didn't you lead off with all right, stop sharing that one. I might end up redoing this as recorded just so it can fight. Go talk about he was 9.5%. You look a side. Hey, first, George. Another point of contention. Them trying to have a guarantee. You know, again, he doesn't leave there. Bro says, bro, I was willing. You taking all the risk. I was same risk. He had to trust you. That he could choose. Bozo got the bruh taking a risk. That about reflect was willing to take all the risk. Is telling everybody that turns out that's not it was willing to pick what I'm just talking about what happened. Right? This to me kind of wraps it all up in a bow. This to me explains why Bud did what he did. It's like short thing because take what y'all in the actor that I see to me. All right. Now we've heard this kind of rundown from Bud before. And all right, all right. Oh man. It's okay. Like I said, the video. Now, this wraps it all up for me because this was playing list of much better channels than myself, so I'm not going to rehash all of that. But the facts show that that's just not layer to push by top. The negotiations and add to this. See y'all. That is we can have the conversation and early with the contract and reason what's of that he could try to push the narrative that personally that's my opinion on why he did all. I'm not all the way going in and bashing Bud just yet, and the reason why is because I'm still not convinced the fight's not going to happen at all. I think the fight's going to happen next year, which is why I'm not going all the way in yet. Because if this is just a tool, a part of promoting and helping me be even bigger, then there's no reason to ultimately to bash him. But in the grand scheme of things regarding the whole fight. But I am a man of principle, okay? I believe in your word, like words have meanings. Words mean things. Words matter. Definitions matter, Okay, you just can't say anything, and then just after the fact, when people ask you about what you said, you just get angry and say, "Oh, well, no, this is what it really was, and you should understand." Like, no, say what's really happening. Say what you mean what you say. I'm also a man of principle. Words have meaning and they matter, and when you say certain words, stand on it, bro. You got to stand on it. And when you say certain words, your actions have to follow suit. And you cannot try to change history with me. You cannot try to say, "Oh, well, this, that, and the third was happening when I was there and I saw how things went down." And if I know that you're lying or bending the truth, like that, that don't fly with me. Now, the thing is, if this is all happening as a promotional tool, like I said, ultimately there's no reason to bash him, but I still dislike it because that is not a part of my character. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I was in the situation, like, we gonna have to find a different way to promote it. I'm not about to make myself look like a clown and be out here lying and backtracking and contradicting myself and crisscrossing and having to come back and clean stuff up and add stuff that wasn't, oh no, well, what I really meant, again, I understand building the fight to be even bigger. That's fine. But you ain't about to, I'm not going to sell my soul to do it. You ain't going to make me violate my character and commit not character suicide, not even character assassination, character suicide. Do it to myself to try to make it look like Earl is ducking me to make the fight bigger for when it happens next year. Like, I'm not doing that, bro. It's not in my character. But that's my critique of the situation, because, like I said, I'm not sure the fight's completely dead. I think that it will happen next year. That's just me. Call it wishful thinking. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's like kids still believe in Santa Claus or something. But if the fight does not happen next year, I'm thinking, early next year, spring, then I'm done with it. I won't even talk about it anymore unless I see them walk into the ring, sometime in the future. I'm done with it after that. But that's my take on it. I do deeply, deeply, deeply apologize for all the technical issues, family. This is, like I said, it's the first live stream back. Like I said, they tried to kill the channel. They tried to take us down, but not gonna happen. We in this thing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna fight back, come back 10 times harder. Different look, different layout. We're going with the on-camera look this time, like I said in the beginning, because with the way my channel got attacked the first time, I want to, like I said, come back even stronger. And I believe in these days and times, we need less people hiding behind avatars and little circles with letters in them, and pictures of stuff that ain't really them or filtered or whatever. When you speak and you say things in these public forums, you should be willing to put your face on it and stand on it. And I agree with that 100%. And that's what I'm trying to do. So y'all bear with me. I absolutely hate being on camera. I don't even like taking pictures. It's terrible. Like, I don't mind like taking them for people. I love like catching my, pictures of my kids in action. We go do stuff, go do family things, vacation, go to the zoo, Six Flags, stuff like that. I love taking pictures, but I hate being in them. I don't like being on camera at all. So y'all bear with me. I'm gonna have to get used to that. And yeah, man, we're gonna keep it going. I do apologize for the delay. We were gone for a little minute, man, and it was sad because we had some really good momentum going with the first run of the channel. But that's okay. We're not gonna cry with spilled milk. We're just gonna learn from the past and grow from it. And that's what you're seeing. That's why you see me on camera. That's one of the changes and growth that's happened as a result. And we're going to stay consistent. We're going to keep pushing out more content, doing live streams. I'm going to also do pre-recorded videos. I will try to do some of the YouTube shorts, but I have to kind of, I'm going to take my time with those, because that's what YouTube used during the whole attack to help take my channel down. So I'm gonna be a little more strategic with the shorts. And then yeah, man, we're just gonna stay at it. If you get a chance, watch this back on the live, watch it back after the live stream. I do appreciate you greatly. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to comment. Let me know what you thought about the points that was made, stuff you like, what you didn't like, what you agree with, what you don't agree with. Let's have a dialogue. That's the whole purpose. That's why the channel is called UNCOMMENTARY, because we're gonna speak on what's going on in this sport that we all love, but We're not going to take the casual role. We're not going to take the official headline. We're going to speak from an uncommon perspective. We're going to use our brains. So it's your boy St. Louie signing out. Appreciate y'all, man. Much love. Much love. Y'all have a great night.